And welcome back to another episode of GL Rustic Design. Today we are going to be building a 6 foot long by 3 foot wide kitchen table with column legs. So I'm using pecan wood here, so my measurements will not be the exact same as if you went and bought store bought pine. So here, all the wood, you need 4 2x10s cut at 51 inches long, which I will, in the description below, I'll have a cut list for you. But 4 pieces all across the joiner. If you have to use a planer, through the planer to get everything nice and smooth, edges smooth. And then you come back and you pocket holes, 2.5 inch pocket holes 10 inches apart to connect all the boards together. And then on the end pieces, the same, 2 in each end cap to connect the breadboard in. And then you cut the breadboard in to length. I also will link the description of the other kitchen table I built that goes more in depth as far as how to do the top. Here at the top, you need to cut the top a few inches longer if you decide to do this method, which I've come to find out, sometimes is the easiest just to get the other side straight. So then the next step is to connect the other breadboard in by simply drilling 2.5 inch pocket holes into the edges to connect the breadboard ends. And then once you get that complete, you can flip it over, sand it, stain it, whatever color you want. I typically use a belt sander if it's a big top like so, just because it's a lot quicker, a lot easier on me. Sand it down with a 40 grit, and then work my way up to 300. And also to the right, you can see my kennels and entertainment center I'm working on. That's how I distress. I didn't show how to distress in this video simply because of time. And I can always make another video down the road of how I distress and paint. So like I said, sand down to 300 grit. Once you get the whatever stain that you choose, I went with a stain called Espresso made by Minwax. You can pick it up at any local hardware store. And then once you get everything stained, I just use a brush. Some people use a rag, cloth, whatever. I just use a simple brush. I do a lot of staining. Everything in this picture is stained the same color. So it was convenient for me just to go ahead and stain it that. So I got these beautiful turned legs from a company called Carolina Leg Company. I'll also link their link below. And then once you get those, you need to measure in between how far you want. The sides came out to be 55 inches long, and then I call it the fronts and the backs. They were 24 inches long. And like I said, I will link the cut list in the description below. But once you get those cut, you put 2.5 inch pocket holes in the edges, and then 1.5 inch pocket holes. The 1.5 inch pocket holes are to hold down the tabletop. Once you get that complete, this is, preference. I chose 1 inch. How far offset I wanted the sides to be, and just kind of figure up, once you get one, do the other one, and so on. And then those 2.5 inch pocket holes that you put in the side pieces, this is where you screw those down. 2 holes, 2 screws down into the turn legs. Make sure if you do the 1.5 inch holes in the sideboards, make sure they're pointed up to where the top will be, or else you have to take it apart and flip them all around. Or you can do those after you get all this assembled. Like I said, once you get those put in, you have to turn it over and do the same thing to the other side. While we have a second, I just want to say thank you for all who have subscribed to my page. I'm trying to be original, trying to be me, trying to put my content out there. And trying to push out a lot more videos, but thank you who have subscribed. And if you're watching this, please subscribe. It helps me out so unbelievably much. And in the next little video, this is a little quick video of how all the 4 side pieces go together into the legs. Super easy, super simple. The next step is you have to do the supports through the middle. I cut 2 supports. They're 29 inches long. 1.5 inch pocket holes in the edges of these. You can space them apart however far you want. I think I end up doing 18 inches or so. I said make sure the pocket holes are pointed up so that you can later come back and connect the top. And once you get both of those put in, you can do the corner supports. These are 11 inches long. I just took a 2.5 inch screw, angled it into the side, just so I can put those at so I put those in the corner so that holds those in. And then once you get those in, your table's pretty much done at this point. And here's a little short video of all the supports in, all of the side pieces in, and so on. So once you get those in, table's done. You just put the top on, and then take the 1.5 inch pocket hole and screw it from the bottom through the top, or from the bottom to the bottom of the tabletop, and then your table's done. I said thank you all for watching.